And this, my friend, is time power. My eyes look so small. And hello guys, this is Spider-Man Frolic and welcome back to Mod Quest. This episode we are looking at a mod called Clockwork Phase mod. And welcome to the Chronomancer School. This is our professor, our dean. He stared at me so intensely because I stole his armor just now. Don't be so angry. This is the Chronomancer School. Welcome to learn chronomancy. So this is the Celestial Compass. Isn't it very cool? But for the time being, we will be skipping this because it is still very advanced for you beginners. So follow me into the basic room. Alright, and into the basic room, as you guys can see, there's a lot of frames and stuff on the wall. You guys are gonna learn all this basic stuff, so pay attention to it because it's not gonna be as easy as ABC. So as a chronomancer, you guys will be exposed to clockworks, clockwork tools, temporal tools, and also the temporal ingots. Alright, now let's go over to the very first thing. The very basic of chronomancy is to craft mainspring and a good clockwork. Without the mainspring and the clockwork, none of the clockwork tools will be able to function at all, so you guys can forget about being a necromancer. So remember guys, mainspring and clockwork. So now we're gonna take a look at how we're gonna craft them. Alright, so for the mainspring over here, take a look at the recipe. It is iron ingot over a stick, and you will have a very basic low tension mainspring. The tensions actually affect how much you can wind your clockwork. So the more tension, the better it is, the longer your tools and your armor will last. So you can actually upgrade the mainspring, the very basic mainspring with iron ingots as well, to have a stronger tension mainspring. However, there are different recipes. The recipe over here is iron block. It gives a very good amount of tension. So for basics, I recommend using iron blocks maybe, but it's pretty expensive, so you guys have to decide what you can afford and what you can't. And over here we have brass ingot. This one is brass block. It is definitely the strongest mainspring in the crafting recipe. Let's see. Yep, it is the strongest of all. So how do we craft brass block? It's by placing down 9 blocks of brass ingot, of course. And brass ingots come from iron ingot and gold ingot. 3 iron ingot and 1 gold ingot will give you 3 brass ingot. So fair enough, pretty expensive, but you guys have to decide what you want, how much tension you want. So for beginner, I think a brass ingot mainspring will be just nice. 22,000, good enough. We'll just grab this, and then we'll go over to the clockwork, which is another important thing for our clockwork tools. So over here you can see our clockwork. There are stats like quality, speed, and memory. So for the quality, it will affect how much tension it will drain from your mainspring. So the higher quality it is, it will drain lesser tension. The lower quality will drain more tension from your mainspring. So it acts as a buffer for durability of your tools. So the next thing is the speed of the clockwork. So the faster the clock spin, the more powerful your tools, the more defense you have, the faster you mine. Simple as that. The lower it is, the slower you mine and stuff. So definitely you will want to keep the speed as high as possible. And the last thing is memory. So what the memory does is actually increase the chance of you finding time sand. And for the time sand, it is pretty difficult to explain. It is something like a mana, something like a magical points that you can store and use them to make your tools much more powerful and also activate some advanced stuff. Yep, so basically this is for the clockwork. Let me go through again. Quality, it affects how much tension is drained from your mainspring. Speed depends on how powerful your tools is gonna be, how powerful your armor is gonna be. And for memory, the higher it is, it will increase the chance of collecting time sand. So yep, to craft a clockwork, you will need 9 clockwork components. Over here in this screen, everything except for the clockwork is a clockwork component. How do you recognize it? It's by having those stats like quality, speed, and memory in it. Let's take a look at this. Anything that has quality, speed, or memory in it, they are clockwork component. So you may want to balance them out, or you may want to make it super powerful in speed, high speed, and low quality, or anything like this. You guys have to mix and match. So let me demonstrate how to craft a clockwork now. So let me choose before we craft the clockwork, of course we have to recognize which one of them are craftable and which one of them are not. So over here, the iron, brass, emerald, diamond, temporal, and also this framework over here are all craftable components. And for the rest of them, lead gear, rusty, and the rest of them over here, and also the note in border, precious charms, ancient coins. These are currently without crafting recipe. They are most likely to be dropped by monster, but the chance is pretty low, like 1% dropping rate. So good luck in finding them, because some of them are really important, especially the ones with memories. So the one you can craft are iron gears. So let's quickly take a look at the crafting recipe. So sticks, iron ingot, like this. For the brass gear, it will be brass sticks, emerald and sticks, diamonds and sticks, temporals and sticks. And of course, for this framework, it is something different. Brass ingot and iron ingot. Like this. X shape and a diamond. Sorry if I'm going through the recipe too quickly, but I believe most of us can grasp the concept really fast. The recipe concept. So yep. The rest of them are without recipe. So good luck on finding them. Some of them are really useful, like this legendary gear. So let me just choose. Maybe we will take one legendary gear. Yes, I'm cheating. And one ancient coin, and probably a few diamond gear, because they are pretty good for starters. Yep, so we have 7 diamond gears, 1 ancient coin, and 1 legendary gear. Alright, so we will craft our clockwork right now. So by placing them 9 blocks, any way, any shape. As you can see, it's already out, but the item use is 6. We can actually place all of them to make full use of the clockwork. Take a look, 9. And yep, bam! We will have the quality of 490, speed 350, and memory 487. It is a sort of balanced clockwork, very good for starter. But remember, I cheated because the memory components are pretty rare. So good luck on finding them. So after having this mainspring and also the clockwork, you guys are ready to craft your tools and equipment. So I think it's over this chest. And take a look, we have a full set of clockwork armor, and also clockwork sword, axe, shovel, and pickaxe. As you can see, there's 2 set of armor here. One is actually with just mainspring and clockwork in it already, and the other one is empty. So now we take a look at the crafting recipe for the set of armor and the tools. So the crafting recipe of a helmet is brass ingot and framework. So the framework is crafted by brass ingot and iron ingot. I believe I went through this just now in the component part. For the armor, chest plate, brass ingot with a framework in the center. Leggings, brass ingot, framework, brass ingot, and boots, of course. Simple as that. Let's take a look at the sword. So brass ingot, framework, and stick. Pretty expensive, but it is very worth it. Alright, quickly go through the recipe. I'll just flash through, you guys can take a quick look. Yup. So alright, so after you have your sword, or let's say your helmet, you are ready to make it into this fully workable clockwork armor or gear. So all you have to do is to go to a crafting table over here, choose the tools that you want, whether it's sword, axe, or pickaxe, or shovel, anything you want. So let's say we want a sword, and we will put our clockwork in here, and also our mainspring. And after you place everything into the crafting table, you can see over here you have your clockwork sword with tension, quality, speed, and memory, which actually comes from your clockwork and mainspring. So you pull it out, and there you have something ready to use. But however, this sword is not ready to cut your opponent down. As you can see, let me just demonstrate. It still deals 1 damage. It is still very weak. You know why? Because the clockwork is not working yet. Yes, we need to wind it up with this winding box over here. Let's take a look at a recipe. Iron ingot, brass ingot. Very simple. So how do you wind it up? You use your tools and you right click on it. You can see the durability is going up. Oh, it's going up very quickly. As you guys can see, it's full. Alright. So your sword is now ready to cut down anyone who stands in your path. So let's go and try it out. And yeah, ooh, 14 damage is very high damage. And you can see the durability, the tension is going down with each use. So the lower quality you have, the more tension it drains. So you may want to balance your quality, speed, and memory. Alright, so let's compare a little here. I have prepared a few swords over here. So let me just place this back in. And this helmet. So the helmet is still the same. However, it does not have memory stats. So I will save the memory components for our gears over here, our tools and weapons. So let me just put it in. So over here, I have some clockwork sword. So this one has high in speed and low in quality. We'll just bring it out here. So for the next one, we have high quality, lower speed, and 0 memory. we'll bring it out as well. And also over here we have low quality, low speed, but high memory. Alright, we'll take it out as well. So as you compare the memory 1350 with the memory of 4250, the chance of extracting time sand is 1 in 2 compared to this 1 in 7. So for higher memory, you will have higher chance of extracting time sand. So there's actually one more thing that will affect the chance of extracting time sand other than memories is your experience. So you can see I'm level 34. So the higher experience you have, the higher level you have, the more chance of you extracting time sand. However, you must remember if you have 0 memory in your clockwork weapon, you have no chance of extracting time sand. So yep, good luck on finding clockwork component that has memory in it. Alright, now let's go and try out our sword. Poor dummy, he's gonna have a rough day. So this sword we're gonna use has low quality and low speed, so you will expect it to drain its tension really quickly and also dish out a very crappy damage. So let's take a look. Take a look, it's only deal 2 damage. Oh my god, this is a laughing stock. And look at the durability, it's going down very quickly, right? Yup. So every hit it will decrease like 500 tension. So you guys have to balance out the quality, speed and memory on how you want your weapon and your tools to be. So over here I have a high speed but low quality as well. Yep, we will use this. You can see the damage difference. So 800 quality will give you 32 damage. That's insane, man. Can almost one hit every single mob in the game. Yep. So you guys have to balance this quality and speed. I don't have to explain more. I think you guys grasp the concept already. So for other tools, it's still the same quality, speed and memory. So now I'm gonna demonstrate to you guys how to extract time sand. Yep, so let's place all this in. All these are not gonna be used anymore. So for this is 1 in 2 time sand for pickaxe. And also for this, it has 0 memory. So with this tool, I'm gonna demonstrate how to extract time sand. So for the pickaxe, it's very simple. Just mine any tools like stone or anything. So for this pickaxe over here is 1 in 2 of mining. I will get time sand. So if I mine 2, I should have time sand. As you can see the particle effects just now, some yellowish stuff, that is the time sand. As you can see I have 25 time sand stored in my pickaxe. And this is how you collect time sand. You just slowly dig and yep, accumulate them. And they will become very useful. And they will be needed to transform your clockwork pickaxe into temporal weapons. Alright, so for axe is by harvesting wood, and for shovel is by harvesting sand and gravel, dirt and stuff. So for sword, it is very simple. Just murder something. Yep, the damage is very low, but it has a very high chance of collecting time sand. Yep, I collected some time sand into my sword, so I collected 1000 time sand. Yep. So after you have collected your time sand, it is time to change your weapon, your clockwork weapon, into temporal tools. So how do you do it? By simply pressing R with your tools. With time sand, of course, it will deplete your time sand a lot. So you can see my sword changed into a temporal sword. It actually gives you buffs on your weapons. As you can see, times 1.5 damage. It's very important. It can become a very powerful tool, and it also helps you harvest temporal nuggets. So for sword, you can actually just slay any animal. There, they will drop temporal nuggets. And for clockwork pickaxe, right click on any ores, let's say iron ores, coal ores, anything, and you will have your nuggets, your temporal nuggets. And of course, if you're not that lucky with time sand or memory stuff, you can always harvest temporals ore by mining, and then you can smelt them to become temporal nuggets and stuff. And these are temporal blocks is crafted by having temporal ingots, and temporal ingots is crafted by nuggets. And of course, you can ultimately craft the powerful temporal cores. Let's take a look at the recipe. It's always helpful to know the recipe first. Temporal ingot, nuggets, and redstone. So for the seeded one, it's temporal ingot, stone, and nuggets. So 2 different types, the active and seeded one. This will be for the advanced crafting recipe. So you guys will skip this one out. So let's see what we left out. You guys learned how to craft a mainspring and clockwork, how to infuse them into your weapons and tools and armor, and also how to change them into temporal weapons and tools by clicking R, and also how to harvest temporal nuggets. So yeah, this concludes the basics, and also I will see you guys in the intermediate class. Hey guys, so after like 20 years of minings and hunting and crafting and stuff, you guys should be in the intermediate stage already, ready to advance into more advanced stuff like this celestial compass. Over here we have the celestial compass, so let's take a look at the crafting recipe. It's very easy, not as difficult as finding temporal ores and stuff. So you need a clock and yep, bone, golden apple, glowstone, water bucket, stone, feather, flint and steel, gas steel, and a working clock. So with that, you will have this celestial compass core. So what this does is actually build you this amazing looking celestial compass. Yep. So it tells you the current clockwork phase. Currently it is at death, I believe. So this is death, this is life, this is light, water, earth, wind, fire, moon. Is it moon? I think it's lunar, and death again. Yep. So what this compass does is to tell you the clockwork phase of it. So the clockwork for death power will be much more efficient in this hour, but this will be demonstrated later on. So for now, all you guys have to worry is to how to place down this celestial compass. Alright, let me change into creative mode and break this block. Okay. So let's see, let me just grab a block. It is very simple. Just by placing down your celestial compass, it will automatically build itself. So let's jump on it. As you can see, it is building itself beautifully, and there, it is done. As simple as that. All you need is just a flat ground with nothing on it, and it will automatically build itself. So let me just break this and let me just demonstrate if there's an obstruction over here. And then let's place the celestial compass core down. And you can see there are like red particles flashing over there. It means that something is obstructing it. You need to remove it. So over here, I will just remove this glass block and it will start building. As simple as that, as magical. Ta-da! And you will have your celestial compass. And great, we are done with celestial compass. It is a very important part. So build this celestial compass as soon as possible, because the very next thing we're gonna do will involve this celestial compass. Alright.